out in Quartzsite, Arizona. Today is February the
9th.
February the 9th. And we are talking today about our van. How much it cost, what all we have done to it to make it our fun adventure van, and all the details about our van, right?
Yeah, so we actually bought our van, it's been over a year ago, and we are from Oklahoma, if some of you don't know that, and when we were looking for a van, we had made up our mind that we wanted a van, mostly because, hey, vans are rad.
And we have 2 kids and a dog. We wanted them to have enough room as we were traveling.
We wanted an entire space that could be heated and cooled while we were traveling,
yes,
and along with our gear that we had in there, as opposed to a pickup that had a camper shell, which would probably make more sense to a lot of people. For us, it didn't. We wanted the idea of the van. We thought the van was cool and it would fit us well. So
right,
that was everything that we kind of put together, and we started saying, hey, what do we got to do now that we know we want a van? What are our options? Casey and I have never owned a 2-wheel drive vehicle, and just to go ahead and put that first, our van is 2-wheel drive, and that was a big hang up for us. But we said, what do we got to do to, to still have a van and make a 2-wheel drive work? And one option was you can buy a 4-wheel drive van, and as far as our budget and then all the stuff we wanted to add to the van, purchasing a 4-wheel drive van just wasn't an option for us.
Wasn't in our
and
budget.
In the area that we lived in, it was very, very hard to find a good quality van that was 4-wheel drive. We would have had to travel out of state, and we just, at the time that we were buying, we wasn't prepared for that. And so we started looking around and and actually learning all we could about vans.
Yeah, we went and looked at several different vans and test drove them and got our boys in there. And we really realized, as soon as we drove one of them, we realized we definitely wanted a van. We all were really comfortable in there.
Our van is a 2012 Chevrolet Express 1-ton, so it's a 3,500 passenger van. Ours is the shorter wheelbase, so it's only considered a 12 passenger as opposed to the 15 passenger, which was something also that we were looking for. So after we had went around and drove minivans, and looked at all many different vans, we had decided, that we pretty much knew what we wanted. I'm very, we went with the Chevrolet over the Ford because of many different reasons. Everyone has their opinion on what engine's best or whatever. I think they're
right,
all great engines. For us, I was most familiar with the engine that was in our van, and so that was the one that I wanted. And I felt like it was a very trustworthy engine that's been around a long time, and very easy to be able to make upgrades to produce the power and stuff that I needed. So with that, the pursuit was on. We were looking, and Casey and I were looking at different vans. And one day we had went to the gym, and we came home, and I just happened to be, get my phone up and was looking at Craigslist, and it was almost like, it was like, there it is, there's the van we've been looking for. And it was really, this van, when we first saw it, it was unique. Someone had really taken really good care of it.
Yeah, it was nice and clean, and it was most of all in our price range, right?
It was in our price range for even what it was priced at. It was kind of like almost the perfect fit, and it looked ideal in the pictures that was on Craigslist. Real shiny bumpers, and it had upgraded wheels on it already, and it said, that it was a one owner. It was a trade-in. Someone had traded it in and had upgraded to another van.
Yes.
And so it was at a dealership. So long story short, we called about it. We took the drive, and I don't know, it was about 2 hours from our hometown, and we went down there and we looked at the van, and we took money with us. We knew we was wanting to buy this van. We were buying our van cash. There wasn't going to be we were in the position to be able to pay cash for it because we didn't want to have any debt on our van. And so we went down there and we made the deal. We obviously haggled on the price, but we ended up buying this van for just under $15,000, and we felt like it was a great price for what we were looking for. The van, the van was priced for more than that, and we were able to work with them and get it at a price that would fit us. And so we bought it. We actually drove it home that very day. And
that was the beginning of the adventure van.
That was the beginning of the adventure van for sure. And so what we bought was a 2012 Chevy Express 3500 with the 6.0 LS Vortec engine in it. It is, like I said, it's a 3500 two-wheel drive, and it had just under 50,000 miles on it when we purchased it. And so it's, you know, we knew that this van would last us for many, many years, you know, traveling and stuff. And the inside was great.
Yeah, great.
Everything,
everything was real clean.
It's loaded. The van's loaded. Has heat and air front and back, which was a big deal for us. Gray interior, so it's nice.
Which is what we wanted. Yep.
And so then, you know, the build started. From then,
we pretty much knew already what we wanted it to look like.
Yeah.
We had envisioned, you know, what all we wanted as far as the bumpers and the boxes. And
we wanted to build an adventure van. We wanted our van, you know, to be full-wheel drive, even though it's not. You know, we wanted it to be as full-wheel drive capable two-wheel drive van as possible.
Right.
High ground clearance, you know, good tires and all that good stuff. Good steel bumpers to protect the van, and be able to tow really, really well and drive safely and stuff. So with that, I mean, it was a couple months later we started deciding what we wanted to do, and we looked at many options for vans. I say many options, there's very few options. There's beginning to be more options, but the market for aftermarket vans and stuff is actually very small, or not vans, but for bumpers, is actually very small. So we took that into consideration. We contacted many companies that were building bumpers, racks, lift kits, all the stuff that we wanted for our van, and it was very expensive. And so we immediately said, you know, we wasn't going to do it unless we could maybe find someone to custom do our stuff. And we were fortunate that we found someone. We found a guy by the name of Blake that was awesome to work with in the winter of 2017 on into spring of 2018. Blake worked on our van, and it kept it in his shop, and he built bumpers front and back, swing gates on the back, top rack, and that was kind of the beginning of building this adventure van. And so from there, we you know, started, you know, putting a lift kit on it and all that good stuff, bigger tires, and it just, you know, it just never stopped. It took us about a year to get our van to where it is. So I think we've talked enough about the van and you know, and what it is. The van sets now, it has right at 90,000 miles on it. So in 2018, we towed and traveled 18 states.
Yes, 18 states.
And a little over 30,000 miles in this van with our two kids. And so I think now it's time to show you guys the van, all the upgrades that we made to it, and we'll talk about everything a little bit individually. All right, let's do it. Hey guys, so this is the front of our van, and I'm going to talk about everything we've done to the front of it, including the engine, to start this video off. So if you just look at it, the very first thing you'll probably notice are these great big giant mirrors right here. Not our favorite thing on the van, but with towing all the time, it became a necessity. We did have a bigger camper before we got our Winnebago, and that was a must for us. So we have the big tow mirrors. We got them. They look kind of funny, but we like them. So the very next thing you'll probably see up here is that we had this bumper built with the grill guard on it. And
I'm going to show the side view too.
Yeah, both of our bumpers are steel bumpers, and you know, there's other options out there with aluminum bumpers and stuff, but like I said, we had ours custom built by a friend of ours, and these work out great. So one of the real neat features we did on the front was had a receiver hitch installed in it. This allows us to be able to carry two bicycles on the front, and then on the back of our camper we have another bike rack exactly like this one. It's the Kuat. It's only, I mean, this bike rack and the other one are both Kuat, and that's just, they are the most durable, you know. So this is what we use. So we're able to get to where we are when we're camping. We can haul two bikes on the front of here, take the back carrier off the back of the camper, put it on the van, and then we have paddle boards. We have 4 bicycles all on our adventure van, and we're ready to go. So one other feature I want to show you, we don't have 4-wheel drive on the van. So one thing we wanted was the ability to be able to get ourselves unstuck if we were somewhere. So that was the other reason that we added the receiver hitch. and we bought this. So this is, the van weighs 8,600 pounds with Casey and I and both of the boys all inside there, and our dog. So it is a very heavy van. So we bought a 12,000 pound winch, and it just simply goes in here like that. It is pretty heavy. You know, it's not extremely heavy, but this right here, we ran all the cables for this. It's very simple. You just undo that, undo this, and you plug it in, and then it has a remote, and there you go.
And it's ready to go.
Not that that makes us have a four-wheel drive van, but
it does.
We do have a two-wheel drive van now with a very capable winch to be able to get us out of a bind. So,
and have we had to use it yet?
No, we just carry it around.
A year in, we haven't had to use it yet.
We just carry it around in the back of the van, and
it gives you a little bit of peace of mind.
We did opt to go with the synthetic braid on this one. This isn't a worn winch. This is a Smitty built winch. I read a lot of reviews about them. I went with the Smitty built because it was cheaper, obviously. Synthetic cable because it's lighter. And had we built this bumper where the winch was going to stay outside in the environment all the time, I probably would have gotten a worn winch. But this thing sits in the back of the van inside with us, and you can just see it pretty much just collects dust. So that right there is how our front end is set up. The engine that is inside our van is a 6.0 liter LS engine by Chevrolet, right? It's a 6.0 Vortec. Factory, this engine, from all the books and specs that I have on everything, this engine came at 325 horsepower. I don't know how many foot-pounds of torque it was, but I know it's 325 horse. And we have upgraded the engine with just a few simple things, just bolt-on things, okay? And we've added yellow top Optima batteries because of all the charging stuff that we do and everything. And we like Optima batteries, so that's what's underneath the engine, or underneath the hood with the engine. And right now, after we had everything dynoed, new exhaust, all the upgrades we made, we were roughly 390 horsepower. So good amount of horsepower for us to tow and do what we do. So that's the front of the van. If you was to move over to the side of the van, I guess first thing I'll do is talk about this top rack up here.
Yes.
The rack is also made out of just steel pipe, and then you can see the floor is all aluminum. We did that to keep it lighter, but you can walk, if nothing's up there, you can completely walk around on it. We can hang out up there, sit up there, we can camp out up there, have a picnic, whatever we want to. But the rack is a very needed item for us, right?
Yes, we call it our garage.
It is our garage, like our bumpers,
yes,
right? And
exactly.
So, obviously, you know, it holds our paddle boards. The white PVC is our fishing rods that we have. We have those that are able to be locked up where they, you know, nobody can get them. We have an LED light on the front of it, which is really nice when we're out on the back roads and stuff. And then we have the Yakima up there, the storage container. And in the storage container, maybe I should do another video one day to talk about everything that's in there, but it's life vest, paddles, more fishing stuff.
Some tackle boxes.
All of our tackle boxes. There's a ton of gear in there, and I really, really like that box. It locks. If it's closed, it's locked. You don't have to worry about it. So,
because we actually started off without one of those boxes, and we had a lot of those items inside the van, and then we started to get a few more items as we've been traveling for over a year now.
And that's stuff that we really... all of our camping gear's in there. Our sleeping bags, our tents, all that stuff is also inside of that. So it's made it really nice to have that extra storage.
Yes.
It's out of the way. Nothing's getting wet. So
yes.
I think while we're here, I'll talk about the lift kit on the van.
Okay. I'll back up so they can see.
We definitely wanted to lift the van. It used to sit a lot lower than this. So what we did was we used WellTech Designs out of California, and we ordered the two-wheel drive lift kit. I was able to install it with a friend of mine from work. We did it in his garage. It wasn't that hard. It's just spindles up front for a two-wheel drive. And you put those on, and then it's, you know, you call them, they customize springs to be able to lift it, and there you go. We was able to get a 3-inch lift. We now run a 31-inch 10-ply BF Goodrich tire. Love these tires. They've been
what
really
did
good
something
to us.
like that cost? the lift.
So our lift kit was very expensive. It also come with Fox shocks, which we really like because after lifting it and the weight of the van, you know, they custom build your kit to the weight that you say everything's going to be. Ours was custom built to tow, all that good stuff. And we're probably $2,500 is what we spent for our lift kit. It was very expensive. In my opinion, I thought it was very expensive.
Okay.
You know, to do all that, but it made our
do you feel
van
like it was
a
worth
lot more
it?
capable.
Yes.
You know, and so to add to that, we have just recently added super springs on top of our existing back springs, and those have made towing for us way better. Our van doesn't squat anymore when we're towing. And then one of the great upgrades that we did on the rear end of the van was we went with 410 gears. And so we used Yukon is the brand that we used. And this thing had 342 gears in it. And for towing and everything, we didn't see that much difference in gas mileage. This van, us driving it around, just doing whatever we want to, weighing 8,700 pounds, or whether it's towing this other 5,500 pound camper, this van, it doesn't matter if it's towing or not, 12, sometimes we'll get 14 miles to the gallon, but on average we get 12 miles to the gallon, whether we're towing or not towing.
Right.
You know, we drive 55 miles an hour. When we're not, you know, we drive 60. I'm never in much of a hurry to get anywhere. Most of the time we're in the mountains and we're driving 40 miles an hour anyways. So
that's true.
So we've upgraded the gears. We've put a lift kit on it, bigger tires, and now here we are to the back.
All good and important stuff.
Good and important stuff. So
yes. And now we're to the back.
Similar to the front bumper. It's just kind of an adventure bumper. We didn't want our spare tire up underneath there. We wanted to get it out to where it was easily accessible. So we put it on the back, and then we put a toolbox over here. We carry 5 gallons of gas, and we carry 5 gallons of water. Yes, this does say kerosene on it, but it's ours. We're all, as a family, know we use it for water only. So if you don't want to put water in there, that's totally up to you. So this is our toolbox. We have an air hose, hammer, just a few extra hand tools, and
duct tape.
Our and our air compressor. This is a Viair air compressor. I think it'll pump up to like 140 pounds, and so.
And this box is not that wide. See?
This was an under the bed truck box. The guy that built our bumpers cut it down, added a shelf in here. I mean, it's a steel box, but not that heavy.
And it can be locked.
And so yeah, we keep it locked. And then this side of the van, same. We also lifted this side of the van. And
has lots of stickers.
We added our ladder here on this side, and that's how we're able to get up here and maneuver around.
And there's our Yakima.
Spare tire for the camper is on top of the van because there's no room with the bike rack on the back of the camper. So I say everything out here has pretty much been explored and talked about.
Yeah.
You want to go inside?
Yeah. Shall we show on the back first?
We'll start with the back. These right here have a simple pin. You pull them back, then these pop and stay open. And now we have our garage in the back of our van. So we have...
What do we have back here?
Tiny house blueprints ready to be shipped out.
Yes.
We have stickers right here ready to be mailed. More stickers ready to be mailed. This toolbox here is our skateboard and mountain bike toolbox. That's where all that's in there. We have skateboards up there. We have protein helmets. And we actually have a safe that's up there that's bolted down. So... back here we have another 5-gallon water container, a guitar. This right here is our toolbox. All of our tools, from hand tools, drill, electrical tools, every tool that we have that we don't just have scattered throughout the van is actually organized and in this box right here. And this box weighs...
It's the heaviest thing we have.
Probably 150 pounds or something. But we have to have it, so we have it. And then we have boogie boards, belly boards.
Yes.
Short boards, whatever they're called. We have them.
Super fun.
Everyone has a mountain bike backpack. These are back here. And then we have a couple different blankets. Those blankets are in case we need to get underneath the van, underneath the camper to work on something.
Or if we want to lay out in the sun.
Or under sun, we have trekking sticks. These have a little racks underneath here. And
this also.
We have a skim board under here. Zip ties, which are very important.
Very important.
This shelf deal here, there was 2 seats back here. There was one in front of this one, and then one at the very back of this van. And we removed the seats, and we built this shelving unit, and this is just bolted in. You know, there's still carpet underneath it. It can come out, but we have bike helmets.
And we painted it gray.
Yeah.
Actually, I did that.
Very nice gray. You did a very good job.
I did a good job.
We have some other bags we have back here. This is, you know, our recovery bag. So we have, this is full of 2 different toe straps and a couple more D-rings.
I will say this about Mr. Matt. He's always very prepared for the situations.
And then we have these. This is kind of a neat item. I think everyone should have this if you have a 2-wheel drive van or a 4-wheel drive van. This is like the winch. This is the, you know, this is me being, we only have a 2-wheel drive van. We've always had 4-wheel drive vehicles.
Yes.
What all can I do to make this van capable of being a 4-wheel drive? So we have the winch, and we have these. I don't know if anybody's ever seen these, but these are called track grabbers. Hopefully one day I'll be able to show you guys how these actually work. But you take them, they go on your tire like this. You put 1 or 2 on each tire through the wheel and back, and then you get this big lug. So then your tire kind of becomes like a big tractor tire. It's supposed to really help get you out of the sand, mud, deep snow.
And you hope to get to use these one day.
Yeah. And if they don't work, then
we'll let you know.
Then yeah, then we'll know. But anyways, we bought 2 sets of these, I guess. So we have 2 for each back tire. Obviously they wouldn't do us any good on our front tire because we're not 4-wheel drive. So we keep our jack in here where it's accessible. And then we also carry a bottle jack with us instead of having it inside the plastic here. So.
And where does the giant winch go?
The
Just
giant
right
winch
back
actually
there?
goes underneath these backpacks.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm going to turn the camera over to Casey, and she's going to show you guys the inside.
Okay.
Hey guys, ready to see the inside of the van? Everyone always asks us one thing, if we like the sliding door. I really like it, don't you?
I like the sliding door because with double doors, sometimes the wind catches them and can blow them.
Yeah, it's nice that it's.
And
when you're in parking lots, you don't have to worry about opening the doors. You can just slide.
Yeah, we leave this one open and we can sit here. We've had many picnics like that before, right?
Yes. Yeah. So this is the van. Take a look inside. The wonderful thing about it is the boys both have a seat.
That'd be Tasher.
This is Tucker's seat.
That'd be Tucker. That'd be me, Mr. Matt.
And that would be Mama.
This would be Miss Casey.
Yes, you can just leave that door open too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a few things in here that always stay in its place. I feel like that when you're living on the road full time and you're living in small spaces like this in our camper, you have to have everything organized and a place for everything, or else it all gets crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our little dog box. This has all of Axe's things in it that he needs. The boys both have one of these, which holds their headphones, their little gear, stuff that they have when we're traveling.
Yeah, we picked those up at Walmart for like $6.
Tucker has
little organizers. Tucker has one underneath this seat right here.
We have our.
We always carry extra jugs of water too. You might see that under there.
Yes,
we always
have those
drinking
everywhere.
water.
Yeah, and this is actually, we're actually in the process of hopefully getting a different box for this. These are our goodie bags that we. They're not goodie bags. They're called.
They're our outreach bags.
Outreach bags, yeah.
We hand those out to people that are traveling and homeless, that are hungry. And
our blessing bags.
We have
That's what they're called.
Many different things in those. And we try to carry 20 to 40 of them with us all the time.
And we just loaded up our box, so it's really cool.
And they're there. That way they're accessible. We can open the door and the boys can hand one to someone if we're at a stop sign.
Show them our hooks for our helmets we have back there. So we all have bike helmets, and the boys.
We have a lot of helmets. We have skate helmets, mountain bike helmets. We have air pump right there for inflatable paddleboard and air pump for mountain bike tires.
Yes.
In there you can see skateboards.
Oh, we have to have those things.
Like I said, the one thing that really is nice about this van is everything is in here, and when we're driving, you know, there's heat and air back there. There's heat and air here for Tasher, you know, there for Tucker, and then obviously up front. So that's a really nice thing to
Yes.
have. And when you have a big dog running around in here,
and there's this perfect spot for Axe right here in between the two seats because we don't have a
yeah, he kind of lays right
console or
there.
anything. It's kind of like
We
his
carry a
spot.
little lunch box with us everywhere we
Always
go,
with snacks. Yep.
and
our
we
coffee
have
can here for change.
binoculars. Yes, because we pick nickels and dimes up everywhere we go, pennies on the road. But one of the really neat things that we did with the van was the speakers weren't that good in the van, and when we took it to have I don't remember what we were doing, something with the electrical at one of our really cool places back home in Oklahoma. Yes. I asked them if they could do speakers in the van. So all the factory speakers in the doors have been replaced, and then we also added an amp underneath Miss Casey's seat, and then we have two 8-inch or 10-inch, I don't even remember now. They're either 8s or 10s underneath there. So the van has a really, really nice stereo in it, and as much as we travel, you know, we can Bluetooth our radio, and when you travel and you're pretty much always in your van a lot with your children, it's cool to be able to listen to all the rad tunes together, right?
Yes, it is. It's fun. Especially when you're driving for hours at a time.
That is our van, guys, and that is the tour of it. I hope that we covered everything. If we did not, please just ask questions and we will answer them. And
yeah, just subscribe to our channel, and if you guys have any questions at all, just comment and we'll answer them back.
All right, see you, YouTube.